27 years, the Corvette was made in St. Louis. The only 3 plants where the Corvette was ever made was in Flint, Michigan. I think they made maybe 300 or 400, and most of them were kind of test vehicles because they weren't sure if they were going to continue the car line. So when they moved the production in 1954 to St. Louis, it took a couple of years to really get going, but eventually the Corvette and the passenger cars and the truck line, they employed 13,000 people in the St. Louis area. And decision was made sometime in 79 or 1980 to shut down the St. Louis production and send the Corvette to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
When I first heard about Bowling Green, Kentucky, where is that at? We got to looking in the map and going to the library and man, where is that place at? But you got to remember one thing, when you're used to a good job and you're used to eating every week, you kind of, what is going to be like without a good paying job? So, I'm gonna pack up and go to Bowling Green, And so, but upon arriving here in Bowling Green, I was shocked of the other human beings here was so adamant against us showing up. First of all, this was my job in St. Louis. It was my job here in Bowling Green. But when 950 people from St. Louis, Missouri showed up down here following their job, they already had. People got, even the police was, politicians were mad.
And I didn't blame the local people for being mad because it wasn't their fault. They was promised a job. Then we came down. GM just didn't know how many people was going to transfer from St. Louis to here.
When we all showed up, I would say there was city fathers were actually concerned because there was a large number of black people that transferred because we all worked together in St. Louis, and here was something different for the first time. They saw black people with good jobs and good paying jobs, and they were driving good cars, and they were able to buy nicer homes. Actually, it was kind of what the rest of the country had seen was the development of the middle class.
A lot of the things that we faced when we came down here, some of them has been erased, or you might say it don't exist anymore. The people don't push it anymore, and you can go places now and you're not looked on as if you are not wanted, but you are more welcome. People are more glad to see you, and there's some very good people here in Bowling Green.
I came from St. Louis in 1984. It was a tough decision, but when you have a family to take care of, you make those choices, and right now it's a good choice because I'm about at the I am at the retirement age, so it's like, okay, eventually I'm going to be retired and going back to St. Louis.
I had so much love for St. Louis, and when you think about it, you got the St. Louis Cardinals, and you had the Corvette. You had Anheuser-Busch. I mean, there was so many great job opportunities and so many companies that we were all proud of. And I just thought the Corvette was part of the St. Louis scene and would always be. And I really hated to see it leave, but we're really happy in Bowling Green.